Welcome back to Misscliks D&D Seaborn, everybody. The party has sealed themselves in the cave, well, at least sealed themselves away from the snowbolts, and they passed the night uneventfully in the pleasantly warm, if disgustingly smelling, cave.
I ask Temriel to heal me.
If I remember right, we went back to the boat after the dragon, and then it took us a few days to come here, right?
Yes.
Okay, Oh, did you take any damage? No, you're completely healed.
Yay, thank you.
And Albert probably heals his one hit point. So I think we're good.
All right. All right, I guess that day comes and you all decide to...
Continue up the mountain.
All right, those are the words I'm looking for.
But we should not leave kobolds to die, suffocate in cave.
It is fine. Kobolds are master diggers. Back in my day, they were quite the nuisance. And you would find them digging up the garden all the time.
Okay.
All right, you guys continue your way up the mountain. Day. It is a long and arduous journey up this hill. It begins to get steeper, and the frozen snow out here is difficult purchase for your feet. Does anyone have anything resembling a climbing pick or any sort of anything that would help you climb in the snow and ice?
Nope.
Bro.
Okay.
Wait. I have a knife and dagger, spoons, and I still have my alter self spell if I want to fly and drag my stones upwards.
But that has a pretty limited duration, right? Like 18 minutes?
Let me check again. Alter self, 3d4 rounds per level plus 2 rounds per level, so 8 rounds minimum plus 3d4 rounds.
Okay. So that can help you get over a particular rough patch. But that's not a solution for the full day. So I would like to have... Let's see how this goes.
I think we'll go first if needed.
Dark Albert, you are the first one who, while you're all climbing, hits a particularly slippery patch and begins to lose your grip. I need you to make me a dexterity check to avoid slipping and falling.
I guess 80 and climb walls as a thief. I don't know if that changes anything.
No, this is not the same.
Okay.
Dex check, though.
35.
Oh, beautiful. Dark Albert slips, falls, and immediately catches himself again on another area. And
I was
proceeds
like, I am offended.
You guys continue going up and up and up until half the day has been spent climbing. It's been rough going, but you've all managed to make it to this point. You've only climbed maybe another 3,000 or 4,000 feet. The top is still pretty far off, and you have a sinking feeling that you're going to be spending another day, or at least another night, on the mountain.
Did we not sleep in the cave?
You did. This is day 2.
Okay.
I keep an eye out for any other cave.
Sure, you have passed some smaller caves already, but since it's, only just getting to midday now, figured you would ignore the earlier ones.
Yeah, I just mark their location in case we feel like we're not going to find another one.
So, what is the ascending order? The path from here on out, from this spot where you rest for lunch, is pretty narrow. You can only really fit one person at a time. You could technically fit 2 people side by side, but then if someone slipped or, struggled or flailed at all, the other person would probably be knocked off the cliff. So it's a single file line right now. Who is in the front, middle, center, back, middle, and back?
For once, I'm feeling adventurous, so I will be in the front.
I'll follow.
All right, so it goes Dark Albert, Behana.
Is your assistant next to you, Albert, or is
I'll
he
go after.
taking the back?
Trellis.
Yeah, after.
All right, so Albert, Ryan.
Albert, Ryan, Fehana, Trellis, Temriel.
Okay.
Okay. This will be fun. Alright, first up is... Oh, Dark Albert again. Lucky Dark Albert. Please make me a dex check as you slip on a particularly rough patch of ice, or slick patch of ice.
26.
Fine. Alright, next in line, it goes Albert, Ryan,
Oh, you want me to roll for
Fehana.
Ryan?
No, it is Fehana. Maybe half an hour later, climbing up this slippery area. Fehana loses her grip. Make me a dex check.
I'm making it. Hold on. I'm very dexterous, but not right now. But yes, I am.
Well, you're looking for the 21, so you slip,
No!
lose your position, and fall into Trellis. Trellis, Fehana comes sliding down the mountain towards you. I need you to make me a strength check and a dex check to catch her.
Strength check is the same thing. Roll d20 plus my strength.
You do not catch her, but let me see if you've got a dex check to maintain your position. No. Both of you come sliding down into Temriel.
Snowball!
Temriel, I need you to make me a strength check at -4 and a dex check.
Rumble. Strength check. Wow.
There you go. You can hold them if you can hold yourself in place. If you cannot lose your balance.
Wow.
Oh my god. All right. So Fehana and
Superstar
Trellis come
over here.
sliding down the mountain, but the skeleton catches them.
What a
As I
sight.
said, I will
Rolled
not
up
let
by
my
a
crew members to
skeleton.
harm.
By the light of Tempos. Stop, my children.
Guys, sort yourselves out and continue scaling the mountain. As you're climbing up the mountain, you see off to your right, which is northward on the map, you see the large wings of a dragon, and it's circling around another peak, maybe 4 or 5 miles away.
Does it look like the one that we already fought?
Yes, absolutely.
Damn it.
Any caves around?
You don't see any. It's pretty much just a precarious, icy path that's been switchbacking up the mountain.
Does the dragon? I thought the dragon was just circling far off, but does it look like it's coming toward us?
No, not yet.
Silly dragon! It will not find us.
Well, if it does, do not worry. We can escape to the ethereal plane. Onward.
Yes.
We should take shelter in the first cave we see now.
Agree.
Right. You guys keep going. Half an hour later, it is Ryan who slips and begins to slide and fall.
No.
Ryan.
Do you have all the stats for Ryan?
No.
No? Alright, I'm going to assign him a dexterity score. 6, 7, 8 dex. You know what, why don't we just set down Ryan's stats for realsies so we don't forget later.
Okay.
So that's 8 dex. His strength, he's a fighter, he has to have more strength than that.
Dex 8, you said?
Yes, 12 strength, 8 dex, strength dex. His con is 13. His intelligence is 6.
Oh, he's not very smart.
His willpower.
That's really bad.
His willpower is 7. Maybe that's why he's so popular with all the ladies. Is that he's just, he's not too bright. But his charisma is 14, and his perception is 13.
All right, I noted it all.
Strength, Dex, Con, Int, Wiz, Charisma.
You also have his movement and his AC. Can you give it to me? I'll write it down.
His movement is 12. His AC is 15.
With the chainmail, correct?
Right.
Okay. I feel really bad because I just wrote all that in the pet section.
Ah,
I have no more room.
Anyway, Ryan slips on this next tract of land, and he needs to make his Dex check.
Can I roll for him?
Yes, please.
It says D20 plus 8.
Yes.
Ryan, please.
All
21!
right. Wow.
My man!
I was really expecting a lot more failures on these rolls, but by the end of the day, you guys have managed to ascend the mountain without any more haphazard falls. No one falls off a cliff and dies. No one slides down and loses an hour of progress. The sun crosses over the other side of the mountains.
About how many feet would you say we climbed?
All
on the day?
told, by the end of the day, you've probably climbed 8,000 feet.
Okay. How high up do we go still?
As the sun is setting and it is turning into evening, you look like you still have another 1,000 or 2,000 feet to go.
We are nearly at our destination.
Right. But the sun is setting, the winds are picking up. As cold as it is now, it is getting colder.
and we are looking for a cave.
Right. There's no cave in the immediate vicinity, and you haven't seen any for the last hour or two of hiking.
But we saw a lot before that, right?
Yeah, but that was, like 4 hours down the mountain.
I thought you said
How hard is the mountain? Like, is it dirt? Is it?
It's all snow.
I think we keep walking, see if we find cave. If not, build snow cave.
Okay. Can I get a perception check from whoever's in front?
Go start, Albert.
This is the worst perception ever.
Why are you in the front, Albert?
23.
Nice. So you guys keep pushing it as evening comes. Dark Albert, you're at this point climbing on your hands and feet almost to get up here, when your hand brushes against something awkward shaped. It's not
like this.
It's not sharp like a rock, but it is knobby like a rock. It's got a weird form. It's buried in the snow and you can't quite see what it is.
I can't see what it is because it's buried in the snow.
Yeah.
And
Well, it's just buried beneath the snow. I'm trying to say, like, your hand touches something really weird.
At first, I react by taking a step back and seeing if it reacts.
No. Snow doesn't move. The ground stays steady.
Then I kind of push my feet over it to see if it moves when I poke it with my feet.
The snow starts to push around it, and you see extending from the snow are some frozen fingers.
Oh, and they're not moving?
No.
Huh. I start unburying the body.
It takes the whole party is stopped up behind you as you take your time to start digging away at this thing. You find a person on their belly, like they're crawling down the mountain, hand outreached in some sort of last desperate effort to get down the mountain, and frozen in time. The eyes are open, the mouth is agape. The entire thing is frozen solid.
Is it a man or a woman? Human?
It is a man.
man. Does he have any distinctive signs on him, like rich man, poor man, old man, cleric?
Looks like a monk. Got robes.
Can I loot him?
No, everything is like solidly frozen through.
Oh.
He's encased in ice pretty much.
Can I melt him?
How would you melt him?
By using my flint and stone and some nearby wood.
All the wood is frozen. There's no way to create a fire on this mountain without magical means. Or unless you brought the right tools with you ahead of time. If you were carrying fired wood, that would be fine.
No, I didn't. I mean, I could use burning hands, but that may be a little bit too much. I mean, I feel we could discover something on this body if I could warm it up a little bit.
The rest of the party, the climbing has stopped, and you see her like kick it, or him kicking something, and then digging around, and kind of just stopping your progress. And you're all holding on precariously, hoping for a cave, while Dark Albert is fuddling with something in the snow. How do you react to this?
I thought there would be a path, by the way. Is this an obvious path that we're climbing?
Yes.
Okay.
What if I take like my dagger and I try like breaking the ice apart?
All right. You break off his hand. The whole thing's.
I thought there's no rings on it or any distinctive signs.
I cringe at that because my hands are so important to me that anything that has to do with like breaking hands or maiming hands is like really disturbing to me.
Does he have like a religious symbol on his neck, maybe?
Not that you can tell. He's face down, crawling on his belly.
Oh, I turned him around.
It's a little difficult with all the ice and everything, but hold on. The rest of the party, are you content now that you kind of see what Dark Albert's doing to let him continue with this?
I'm not sure about our positioning. Like, are we hanging vertically or are we standing on something?
No, so it's an incline, right? You're hiking upward, but it's really slippery and slick. So there's times where you're kind of like walking on all fours and other times where you're standing vertically. But it's like a
It's
hiking
simple,
path.
Albert. Simply hold it up to the sun and its heat shall remove the ice.
Hold it up to the sun.
Yes. The sun. The one.
Sorry, I thought you were questioning him, not declaring an action.
No, it was an action.
You hold it up and nothing happens at first. You don't know how long it would take to thaw by this sunlight. If it would ever thaw. I mean, the snow around you isn't melting.
No, I mean this magical sun.
Yeah.
It's keeping it warm.
The magical sun has to be... You have to pass a saving throw to believe it, so it doesn't melt snow around you.
Oh,
it doesn't melt...
That's right.
It doesn't melt things that do not believe its existence.
So can I just try to look around his neck area to see for a necklace or any type of religious symbol?
His collar is too high up to show you anything.
Can I dig with my knife?
Yeah, so you start to try and pry apart the collar from the flesh.
Pretty gross.
Yeah, large chunks of it just start coming off. You get the strong impression that this thing kind of... You can't really separate cloth from flesh anymore. This body has been frozen here for a very long time. There's basically, solid ice all the way through. Eventually, you might manage to roll it over in the snow after a few minutes of 5 or 10 minutes of shuffling about. Anything that might have been around his neck is tucked deep within his frozen robes. And he's now in this, crawling position on his back.
We could drag it around with us until we can thaw it. We might find some really important piece of information.
I don't think good idea carry big frozen body up a mountain. We almost fall without carrying frozen body.
Yes.
Maybe, if anything, put on magic boat. Put in tiny body.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like it.
Are you going to expand
Is the path big enough to feasibly create a rowboat?
It is feasible, although you are not certain it would hold. It might slip and slide down the mountain, taking someone with it. Worst case scenario, it slips and slides and falls off the edge and just tumbles down all the way or breaks.
That would suck.
Okay, forget about the body. Let's just keep moving, guys.
You guys keep moving. Another 15 minutes later, and Dark Albert, you reach another person. This time its head is above the snow line, and its arm is outstretched, holding onto the side of the mountain.
Another cleric man running away being frozen. Possibly
These must not be clerics, for clerics would not freeze in this weather.
Progression continues, and as the sun sets all the way and your evening turns to night, you find yourself passing many bodies. Many frozen bodies.
Dang.
Does this mean we're near the top?
You're closer. Each step takes you one step closer. But you're still not close enough.
It's cold out here for these people. Better keep warm.
It's definitely nighttime now. There is no sign of a cave. The wind is picking up. The dragon's gone from the sky. What's the duration on your sun?
Until I stopped concentrating.
Okay. Really?
I was like, darn, you're not gonna freeze to death.
Yeah, that's how we've been playing with it before.
Yeah, I just don't remember. Got that fish memory, you know?
I can even move normally and engage in combat. Well,
What's the
Yep.
spell name again?
so solipsism. It's level fourth level spell.
Okay.
Well, we are near the top. I must ask of you to bear with it, for where the orb is located, there might be a warm building.
Hey. So this does produce warmth, right?
Yes. The illusion is visual and tactile.
Hey. You... Alright, so for the last 2,000 feet, I'm going to need all of you to make me a dex check, including Ryan. Albert, your first one will be yours, your second one will be Ryan's. Nice, Albert.
I knew it! I had too many good rolls today.
Okay, Hana
Oh
makes
gosh.
it. Ryan's going to slip Trellis. Let's just go through the whole list and see what is what.
For dexterity, right?
Yes, ma'am. Nice.
Oh, I don't slip.
All right, so Ryan is the only one to slip. Ryan loses his grip at some point and comes tumbling back down into Fehana, who again needs to make a dex and a strength saving throw check
Ryan!
to hold on to both.
I should have been lower, apparently, if I wanted to help people. I thought being first was like a good thing.
Dex as you hold.
Well, you have low strength, Albert, so it's good that you're
Hold
near
and
the
dex
front.
hold. All right.
I hold him. I'm like, it's okay, Ryan. We all fall.
Okay. You guys push up that last section of the mountain. It takes you another 3 hours into the night. The wind picks up. It's whipping around you. The snow on the ground lifts up into the air, almost blinding you. But after 3 hours of pushing through this freezing area, warmed only by this illusionary sun, you guys manage to reach the top. Have found the monastery, and that last stretch of road was littered with the bodies of the dead encased in ice. Some of them looked like they were holding cloaks around them and kind of walking down the path only to freeze in place. Others, most of them, tumbled onto the ground, huddled into small balls, shivering, a few clumped together for warmth. Here you are at the top at the
Can
monastery.
you give me a brief estimate on how many bodies there are?
50?
Excellent. Okay.
As someone who is interested in what one could do with dead bodies, it's a good thing for you to know.
That is a lot of
frozen
bodies.
Buddies. That would be fun.
I walk up to the door of the monastery. What does it look like?
Right. Let me describe the courtyard first. Sorry. The monastery itself is prefaced by a large courtyard surrounded by a short wall. 2 spires in the front corners are long fallen over. A fountain stands in the middle of the courtyard. Its water is now turned into an impressive mess of ice. Behind the yard stands a wide and squat temple. The eastern side has long since collapsed under the weight of ice and snow above it. The other side stands still. It has one of them steepled and kind of spreading out and then rising on the edges again, sort of eastern roofs. The courtyard is maybe 200 feet by 200 feet with this large 30-foot fountain in the center, and it probably once spouted water out, but now there's this big, weird, like, ice formation on top of it that is abstract without real design. Here you are. It is dark, except for I guess the sun produces light, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's not dark. It's just cold and windy.
Like a giant lantern. Well, let us take shelter in the monastery so that you shall not freeze.
Yeah, we walk through the courtyard.
All right, so you get to the doors. The doors are wide open, and inside is a square room with wood floors, or at least they look like they're wood on the other side. There's snow covering this section. There are the remains of a half-dozen priests with linked hands sitting in meditation or prayer around a similarly posed statue of Velmontarius at the center of this square room. There are doors that lead out to various other sections, although the ones on the eastern side, you're pretty sure those doors are going to lead you nowhere since that side is fairly well collapsed. You notice that there is a bronze bowl out front, kind of underneath the statue of Velmontarius, and inside the ring of priests that has many coins of different makes and metals in it.
When you say remains of monks that are sitting holding hands, like they
Frozen.
look like they were in meditation and then just froze to death immediately?
Mm-hmm. Or, yeah. I don't know about immediately, but they look like they froze solid while meditating.
That's
or
weird.
Praying or something.
That seems very strange.
Cast detect magic. Neil at some point will just be like, any more wizard you take, you don't get detect magic. Leave me alone.
10 feet wide, 90 feet long, direction you're facing. Boop, locked by solid stone of at least 1 foot, metal of 1 inch, or wood of 1 yard. So this is a mostly wooden temple. So you actually have a nice view of everything around you. You detect no magic from this room or from anything around you.
Alright guys, no magic here. Moving on.
I drop I look briefly at the coinage inside this bowl. I approximate how much is in there without touching it.
Probably all told like 30 or 40 gold.
Okay, I put 1 gold in.
Okay. You guys are now standing in this long lost, abandoned, frozen over temple at the top of a mountain.
Nothing happens when he puts the gold in, huh?
No.
We should all pay respects to Velmontarius.
Ahoy, Velmontarius! Velmontarius.
I kind of nod at them after I very obviously put in my gold, knowing that these other two might be religious heathens.
I get
Not
onto
know the
my
etiquette.
knees. I get onto my knees and I pretend to start praying. Hail Ontario!
Albert, it is traditional to place an offering into the offering bowl.
Neil, I know everything about being a nun of Valmontarius, so do I know the truth of that?
I mean, offerings are nice.
But if the temple is like defunct, do I think that it's necessary or a good idea to put money in this bowl?
No, it would be symbolic, but,
That's what I thought. I just kind of like shrug him off and what would I do to show respect? Is there like a genuflect or something?
Yeah, you definitely have the sorts of rituals and prayers and genuflects that you would do. And you could do that to show your respect and to pay proper homage, but this is a long abandoned holy site. It'd be like walking into the remains of a long-buried Catholic church. You could make the sign of the cross and, maybe sprinkle some holy water on yourself if you had some, but it's a long, broken-down church.
So I genuflect, I shrug off what Temriel's saying, and I kind of just start looking around to see if there's anything at all, because of my deep knowledge of Velmontarius, that I notice that is strange to me or gives me any information about what happened here.
Yeah, you're looking around and the trappings of this place are elaborate. Very elaborate. You notice that there are a series of decorative crossed longswords that are probably worth well more than any longsword you've ever seen in your life. These are probably worth 80 to 100 gold each, and there's two sets of crossed swords. There is a very large set of silver and onyx scales. That's the scales of Velmontarius, the god of justice. He carries with him a pair of scales that are even. One of them is made of silver, one of them is made of onyx. This temple actually has a massive set of silver and onyx scales that hang above the doorway. The amount of silver and onyx used to create these things would be enormous. It's probably worth a few thousand gold pieces, and probably weighs a few 100 pounds. Kind of looking around this room and poking into the other chambers, you come across a bunch of other signs of extravagance and wealth. There are decorative shields, cups made out of gold, I can never pronounce this word, throuble made out of solid silver. You find your way into one of the quarters of the priests, what looks like the bed chambers, and there are just rows of silver candlesticks lying about.
Is there a comfortable bed in here?
No, not really. Everything's frozen. Everything's icy.
This room, is it warmer than other rooms?
It's probably a little bit warmer than the outside. Well, not right now. It could be warmer.
It could be made that way.
There's a cover, right, on the top? It's an actual room?
And yeah, it's a building, but this whole region, it's like if you find an abandoned temple in Antarctica, the inside is going to be just as cold as the outside. It's been frozen over for 1,500 years.
Just not as windy.
Yeah.
I know you have all taken quite a lot of effort to come here. This looks to be a comfortable room. It is the room of a priest. Why not rest here in comfort for the night? And we can explore the rest later.
I'm still looking around. So I noticed that these trappings are all very rich. What does that mean to me, or is there anything else I notice?
Usually clerics don't flaunt their wealth like this. This would actually be sort of obscene to you, to have a god of justice using this much wealth just for display and for show, rather than using it to fund a cause that is just. You're probably feeling very uncomfortable in this. This would be represent everything that your order has tried to push itself away from in the last 1,500 years, and is representative of the reason why things fell apart, and why this southern continent was frozen, and why the northern continent was split apart, and why Tamriel's temple was buried under a large mound of earth.
Because
From my perspective of
corruption.
religion 1,500 years ago, is this looking standard?
Oh yeah, this is like, oh yeah, they've got some good shit. Yeah, well done. But you have since been made an undead guardian of some things for your crimes against the gods in this regard. So
It wasn't for that. What? I had crimes. Nonsense.
Nonsense. All right. I mean, is it already late in the day, did we say?
oh, it's like 3 in the morning, 2 in the morning. It's
Okay, so I guess I do need to rest then. So then I take Tamriel's advice. I go in the room. I ask if he might be able to help us warm it up.
Why, yes. I can cast a sun scorch outside on some wood, and then we can bring it in.
Your sun scorch doesn't work because the sun is not up.
Oh, right. Well, technically, the sun is always out.
That is not the same sort of sun, but yeah. What you mean?
So could I, if I do find some wood, can I just?
If you have a fire building proficiency, I'll allow you to make a proficiency check at -5, but again, everything here is frozen all the way through and has been for over 1,000 years.
I don't have that.
Yeah. It's gonna be just a miserable cold night while you huddle
Can't
together
cuddle
for
up.
warmth.
Come on, Ryan. Get into position. The usual.
I'll prop myself up against the door into the room.
Okay. Right. Do you all settle down for the night, or you guys take watches, or?
I feel we should take watches. We don't know what could be here.
Tamriel doesn't sleep though, right?
That's right. I will keep watch over all of you. There's no need to fear.
I'm gonna go ahead and take some rest, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna go over.
We all snuggle.
Yeah.
You snuggle together for warmth. The night passes, and eventually the next day comes. It's not much warmer, but at least it's sunny out. At least you can see, and at least you're not exhausted. Looking over these early rooms in the temple, you find, in addition to all these other things, a silver and golden
I
scepter.
feel like this should be stated and obvious, but things have been stated and obvious before, which haven't been counted. So we closed the outside cathedral door, temple door, so it's hopefully warmer.
Thank you for saying that. Those are the sorts of details I love to hear from my players. Anyway, as you poke around in the daylight, you find a scepter made out of silver and gold, laden with decorative gems, as well as another bunch of candlesticks and some more golden cups.
That scepter is beautiful.
Dark Albert, there are hundreds, if not thousands, of gold worth of things here that have just been left and abandoned.
I feel I'll just carry this stick around in this temple for now. I feel like it's a good walking stick.
Yep, on our way out of the room before I state, now remember that the extravagance of temples is not to be trifled with. This is the temple's property, not yours. And then we go exploring.
I can use it in the temple though, correct?
Certainly, but what you break, you must replace with an equal value.
What happens in the temple stays in the temple. I get it. I say walking with my lovely walking stick.
After maybe an hour of searching the place,
I put the detect magic on, by the way.
when do you cast it? Because it has a
when
limited
I-
duration, so when you cast it becomes very important.
I'll wait then, but I keep my walking stick.
After maybe an hour or so of searching around, you guys feel like you've fairly well explored the whole temple when... who's that? Vehana spots a semi-secret entrance that goes down below. It's positioned under a bed and you had been kind of scouting out something and noticed there's a little bit of rope sticking out from underneath the bed. Shoving the bed aside, there's this trap door that leads to a basement.
Does everybody see me find this?
Ryan sees you find it. That's about it.
Is Ryan's like really dumb?
I
So
mean, he's
does
not. Look, Ryan's not the sharpest tool in the shed, but he's not an idiot, you know?
6 is really dumb, Neil.
6 is...
We've talked about this, and you've told me 6 is real stupid.
6 is real stupid, all right? But, you know...
He's still very faithful to his Lord and Savior.
We all know stupid people, and just because they're stupid doesn't mean they don't realize things.
I'm just saying, if he sees that I like look under a bed, and then I kind of sit up and I'm like, he probably believes me, right?
That makes a certain amount of sense. Yeah.
Okay. I
You
pretend
ignore
I
it?
haven't found it. For now.
All right. An hour later passes. You guys have searched the temple from top to bottom, and there's no sign of this orb.
Is there ever a time when the party is like split up, or is everybody staying together?
I think there's a lot of people together, and then they kind of start to wander off, and then come back together. You know, like if you're going to a museum with a group of friends, you kind of split off and come back together a bunch.
Sorry.
It's
I see.
a good mix. So there's plenty of opportunities to be alone, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I'm alone, I want to slip down into that trapdoor and see what's in there.
Okay. It is dark down in here. The only light that comes in is what the residual light left over from the room above it. It descends below a stone platform that the temple was built on, and down maybe 15 feet through solid rock. Rock that looks like it's been carved out from the earth, not like man-made rocks that have been placed here. Into a something. You can't see at the point where you get to the bottom of the staircase. It's too dark.
Okay. Well,
Only you had a friend who could see in darkness.
I go back up, close the door, and then I go tell everyone that I found something.
Okay.
I found secret room, for I am very wise and find things.
Good job.
This must be where the orb is.
Let me cast Detect Magic. Now seems like an appropriate time.
You already detected and did not detect nothing.
You did
That's
not
weird.
open this door, did you? It may be trapped.
Of course, I wait always for you.
Ah, then let me cast Find Traps.
Yes, good idea.
How did you find this door?
Under the bed.
You cast Find Traps.
It lasts 30 minutes, and a trap is any device or magical ward that meets 3 criteria. It can inflict a sudden or unexpected result. The spellcaster would view the result as undesirable or harmful, and the harmful or undesirable result was specifically intended as such by the creator. The traps include alarms, glyphs, and similar spells or devices.
Excellent.
Very specific.
You find no traps.
And it lasts 30 minutes, and its AoE is, it goes out 30 yards.
All right. You still find no traps.
I cast Detect Magic.
There is an overwhelming magical source at the bottom of this trapdoor.
Aha!
It's a trap door.
Did you say trapdoor, Neil?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
that's
trapdoor means
Ah,
it's
okay.
like,
That's like, what the hell, Neil?
yeah, that is funny. I never thought about that before, that trapdoor doesn't necessarily mean that it's a trap.
Yeah.
Alright, so I'm like, is it in the shape of an orb?
yes.
The magic.
Can I tell which type of magic it is?
10% chance per level?
Yeah, level 4.
Oh, no, you can't.
I'm like, it's alteration magic, guys. I can feel it from below.
So is it just a straight corridor down? I mean,
It's
like a ladder?
Ascending staircase.
Like spiraling or just
Straight.
down? Okay. So we can see the orb from up here?
No. When she casts a spell and takes a few steps down the staircase, I guess she actually has to go kind of far down the staircase, she eventually sees it. Because it's blocked by 1 foot of stone, so she has to be partway down the staircase before she would see it.
Okay.
Which is
As we
something
follow, is the orb in plain sight?
Yes, as the light from the sun follows in with you guys, I guess.
Oh, by the way, I did not prepare the sun spell today, since we are indoors.
Oh, so you guys are all freezing then. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, I would still have prepared the sun spell myself.
Yeah, you
I'm
probably-
not a skeleton.
So then Albert's the only one that can see. The rest of you guys are blind down here.
Do we not have a torch or something?
Ryan had a torch a couple days ago, but that's burned out now. Anyone
We
else
only
have a
have
new
one torch?
Nope.
I should still have. Is it reusable or is it dead?
Well, that one burned out. That one's done.
Okay, well then I have 3 more.
Okay, so you can light one more, remove it from your character sheet. Basically,
Yeah.
every time you light a torch, just instead of the whole thing being used.
Okay, I'll put it that I have 2 left.
Okay. Down here is... This is a large room, 20 feet across. Delicate ice crystals cover the room and glitter in the torchlight. There is a medium-sized clear orb sitting on top of a stand made of bogwood with a copper, a silver, and a gold foot. Beside the orb, opened is a rather large and ancient book.
Ooh.
I look around the room, making sure that there are no traps.
There are no traps. The walls are cut stone, like cut from the walls and not placed by man. And that is it. That's all that's down here.
And my detect magic did not detect magic on my scepter, right?
Correct.
Damn it, my dreams.
I go up and look at the book.
It
Don't
is
touch
written
it, yeah.
in a language you do not recognize. No, you read Old Common, don't you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's written in Old Common.
Can you tell me what it says?
Yeah,
But-
it is open to
But
the...
quiet, but without telling everybody else what it says.
Sure.
I also look over with my 30% ability so that I can do the first read.
You cannot read any of it, Jen.
Really?
Yep. You failed your 30% chance.
Me.
I'll take a look at it too once I've made sure there are no traps. Well, it appears that our mission is a success. The orb is there for the taking.
It feels too easy. We should be very careful about this.
Easy. We had to climb up a treacherous path. Clearly, there has been no one here for thousands of years.
I think danger too, yes.
Read the book first. Please. I will let you the honor since last time I took it.
What did you say? Sorry. I was trying to read this book. You say what?
Yes, read the book. Tell me what it says.
Are there any pictures on this page? Is it only one page that's open right now?
There's a page on the left and a page on the right. There is a drawing that goes with it.
It says we find the orb. This is orb and it say how to use.
Ah, fantastic. Is it... well, you can feel free to message me this, but is it easy to use? Could I use it?
I actually don't know. Neil didn't message me that part.
Right.
But I think we take book, we take orb, we take back to Nuns of Valmontarius for rightful place and reward, and yay, we no need read.
Wait, we did not come here to return the orb. We came here in order to take an orb in order to imprison a dragon.
Ah, yes, we imprison dragon, then take two nuts. Yes?
Maybe.
That was whole point.
No, the point was to imprison a dragon and then decide how to best use the orb.
Yes, okay. But anyway, I think it's fine to take.
Can you describe what this orb was on? It was on like some kind of elaborate...
It's on a stand. So it's like a ring with 3 feet coming off of it. The ring is made out of bogwood, which is like a black wood. And each one of the feet is made out of a different metal, 1 copper, 1 silver, and 1 gold.
So is it something you take the whole stand and there's an orb on it, or?
Now you can take the orb off the stand. It's just like the orb is circular, so if you put it on a flat surface, it'll roll. So you need something so it doesn't move around.
So it looks like this stand was created with the purpose of having the orb sit on it.
Yes.
Neil, does the book say anything else about like removal of the orb or anything like that?
It warns that if the orb is broken, all the creatures that have ever been trapped by the orb will be instantly freed in the location the orb was broken.
Cool. Okay.
So don't break it.
I relay that information to everyone and let them know it's very dangerous. And then I kind of like steady myself and then I start to reach out for it.
Right. Your hands reach out for the orb, and as they race the surface, you feel a sharp chill running through you.